What's that? It looks just like the shrine of the Master Emerald.
They probably designed the core like the shrine to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel
Knuckles, here
my
it comes.
loss and despair. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Could this be the prototype of the ultimate life form that was supposed to be encapsulated?
Leave this one to me.
Shadow, what are you doing?
I'll take care of this while you run to get the Chaos Emeralds!
And welcome to the finale of Sonic Adventure 2 Battles. So, last time we started the last story, and the Space Colony Ark is careening towards the Earth, and we are trying to use the Master Emerald to stop it, but there's this thing in the Bio Lizard, the prototype to the ultimate light form. So how did we get from that to Shadow? No idea. So I gave it some thought, and I think I figured it out. By the way, I did die off screen, so that's why the life counter is down by 1. I think actually what happened was, in terms of the little time discrepancy, I think Shadow, like the whole point was Shadow was already created, but the actual like Gerald's plan obviously involved messing with his mind a little bit, because yeah, how do you go from, you know, give us this chance to be happy to wanting to wipe out the Earth in an act of revenge? So I kind of feel like it's sort of implied that's just Gerald got inside Shadow's head sometime after Mia died. But again, I don't really have proof of this. But then again, he wouldn't actually have had a chance to, because he would have been launched to Earth, and then Gunn would have locked him up. So I'm a little bit confused on the plot of, you know, how Shadow was part of Gerald's plan for revenge when Rhea wasn't dead when Shadow was created. And again, he was launched to Earth as soon as Maria died, so I'm a little bit lost on that. But again, Sonic Adventure 2 is a pretty weird plot. It's like, I don't mind that this is a serious attempt to give a Sonic game kind of more of a serious story, because on the whole this is a more serious storyline than a lot of Sonic games. Even in Adventure, despite a whole city being blown up, it's a little bit more tongue-in-cheek. This game is a little bit more serious. Okay, so actually fighting the Bio Lizards, let's talk about this guy. He sucks. It sucks. I think it might be female, because I think those are actually supposed to be eggs. Now that I think about it, I recall reading somewhere those are supposed to be eggs. But it is actually really annoying to fight, because that current will actually kill you. Sometimes you can land in it during a cutscene and you cannot escape. Sometimes you can jump out of it, but again, not if you're in the middle of a cutscene. Like if you just happen to be jumping over the gap as it's about to release all the little things you're supposed to bounce off of, then you're gonna fall. And that's no good, to quote Sonic, past Sonic, I guess you could say. Plus that happens, plus this is on kind of an invisible timer, because there's a, you know, ow, there's a finite number of these things you can bounce on. So if you run out, then you know you have to do another cycle, so it's just time consuming. And also the homing attack really isn't reliable enough to do this particularly easily, but this is actually a pretty solid run right now. This fight was brought back for, ooh, this is bad, for Sonic Generations, interestingly, all in 2D for the 3DS version. Which is cool because I like the music of this stage. It's called Supporting Me.
Prototype.
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this. Stop the Chaos Emeralds! Is it gone?
Is that what chaos control is?
Since we've stopped the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth? Sonic?
And welcome to the final boss of Sonic Adventure 2! So we're in control of Sonic and Shadow and can actually fly around in 3D. So this was actually a big deal because Super Sonic Adventure 1 was just kind of grounded. So yeah, but we're having a classical Sonic, Super Sonic and space fight. Which is pretty cool. By the way, I should stop procrastinating and actually hit him because you actually drain rings. Because Sonic tradition. So there's gonna be a lot of dialogue, and I'm probably talking over most of it, so I apologize, but there's a lot to explain, and this is not a long fight. First of all, there's a bit of an invisible time limit, because the colony is falling to the Earth. You kind of want to pick up the pace. I think you have like 5 minutes or so to do the fight, but because of ring quotas, you're gonna do this fight before then anyway. See, so we have a 5-minute timer effectively, but that's not a concern. So A is up, B is down, or X if you prefer. If you're using a 360, I would say yeah, go for it, but GameCube don't use the X button for this. That would be really out of the way. So it starts off with the little spheres, and then it goes to lasers. Now it just has more spheres. Hit the swelling area, it can actually move. I don't understand how that works. So you want to hit it quickly. As the fight goes on, there's more ominous dialogue regarding Shadow, but the worst offender of this trope is actually Shadow the Hedgehog, where you have to wait 10 minutes on the final boss to get the one answer to the tagline of the freaking game, which I'm pretty sure was like, "Who am I?" or something. But they give the answer to that during the final boss of Shadow the Hedgehog 10 minutes in. Which is crazy, so don't do that. I think I did it once. So, on the whole, this is actually a really easy boss fight. Compared to Chaos even, this is actually really easy. So, one more hit. Now it's doing the lasers and the spheres simultaneously. So Sonic is expressing concern for Shadow, which is a big deal actually. This is important to note. By the way, if you ever run out of rings, what you want to do is fly over it or under it and into the other side of the map, and then it'll reset who you're playing as. So this is actually bad, because I don't know if I can get over there in time. So I'm gonna book it over past him, or it, so I switch back to Sonic. And the amount of rings they have is dependent on how long you spend as that character, so I'm actually going too fast. Because I've set myself up so I have no rings in the last couple hits. Which is terrible. Why did I do this to myself? I might actually die to this fight, but see, now it looks like it's kind of burning up. I don't think I can make it. I don't know how I pulled that off, but we are done with Sonic Adventure 2, at least the main story, with 3 rings remaining, and
Did you really think you had a chance? No way that's getting through.
Shadow, I beg of you,
Maria!
give them a chance to be happy.
Now, Shadow. Chaos control.
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Where is Shadow? Do you really think that the professor created him, or Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was, a brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save this planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess you're right.
As a child, I looked up to my grandfather because of all the great things he accomplished in his life. He was my hero, and I wanted to be a great scientist like him. But did he really mean to destroy us?
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together.
You're right.
So what's next for you, Rouge? Off again to find those jewels you love so much?
Nah, I think I'm gonna give up this line of work. Too much work for too little pay. Anyway, I've got something better than jewels that I'm thinking about right now. It'll all work out. You'll see.
If you say so.
Created the ultimate life form.
What's the matter, Sonic?
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, let's go home. To the planet as cool and blue as me. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
And with that, the story comes to a close, but this is one of those games that's like really cool at the moment, but looking back, it doesn't hold up because it's kind of like we know what happens, so the cliffhanger is kind of ruined, and I blame Sega for that. Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog both contributing to why its ending does not have as much punch as it really should. And Shadow the Hedgehog in particular should be really self-explanatory. Shadow has his own game, so he must come back. As a whole, story gripes aside, and I've talked about this extensively, it's still a pretty fun game, and this ended up being a really smooth playthrough. Not too many bugs, not too many weird clipping out of bounds, or camera getting stuck on the ceiling or the floor. So on the whole, this was actually a really smooth run, and I'm happy about that. As for what's next, I don't know. I can either do the bonus videos for this, and the bonus videos are going to be at least double the main project. That's not an exaggeration. Or I could jump into a new project, and I haven't exactly decided which one. I kind of want to jump into a new project and then come back to this later, sometime down the road, and then clean up all the remaining emblems. Not with A ranks, I cannot promise that, but I would like to actually try to get all the emblems. So that being said, the game I have in mind was one of my favorite titles from last year. So thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for that.